These are daily routines on the farm that we live on in Saudi Arabia. This is episode 12 of my series of 30 days of posting on YouTube every day during my nap time. Not my nap time, baby's nap time. I'll be honest, yesterday we missed posting because the chaos of the day just got to us. I wasn't feeling so inspired, and that's just life. But in terms of consistency, I will say, even today I was like, oh, I missed yesterday. I don't necessarily know if I really want to post today, but you know, I set the challenge 30 days. I can't give up on day 11. So part of consistency is knowing that you can get right back on the horse even if you missed a day. So here we are, talking a bit about the farm. I love our big window that you can see out and really see, like, we live on a date farm. And maybe when it's not the summertime, you would see a horse out there. So I believe I've said this in some of the other videos. We live on a farm in Saudi Arabia. That's not the main idea, but that there is someone that cares for the agriculture, so the date palms and the citrus trees and some of the other fruit trees that are on the property, and that takes care of the animals. So in terms of like living and working on a farm, we're not the ones like truly feeding the animals every day, and cleaning out their like area and things like that. I mean, Mito definitely does help with that on occasion, and we monitor stuff, but we do have help, especially because the landlord is in charge of the fruit harvest and things. Like, those are his trees. We just happen to live on the property. That's another story about when we signed the contract. Mito almost signed up to take care of all the fruit trees and be the one to bring like the citrus to the market to sell. Thankfully, we decided that maybe it was a bit too much to take on while also working full-time jobs. But our routine, or kind of like the flow of the day, also a bit depends on the seasons and the season of life that we're in. So when we first moved to the farm, we were actually renovating. So in the morning we'd get up, and actually the farmhouse that we renovated, we split it into 2 houses. So it's like a duplex, except for next to each other instead of on top of each other. There's a 1-bedroom house, and then we have 2 bedrooms and the kitchen here, kitchen living room area. So our neighbor Mo he was living on the other side of town at the time, so he would pick up the workers along the way, get everyone breakfast, and be here at sunrise. And even in the winter, which is, the weather is nice and cool, freezing actually, literally 0 degrees or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'd be up and everyone was working on something in the house. And then once the house was finished, our mornings, by that point, we had gotten some chickens, we had gotten some ducks. The ducks were our first, like, little animal friends, if that makes sense, because Mito just loved them, and I loved that he loved them. Him and the farmer at the time, and Mo, they dug a little swimming pool for the ducks, which now when we shifted, we had a bathtub that we don't have space for here, or didn't put in. We had space for it, but so the ducks had a little pond, and now they have an actual bathtub to go swim in. So in the morning, we would take any of our food scraps, or if we didn't have any food scraps, I learned from Mito that onions and garlic are actually really good for the immune system for ducks and chickens and geese. So Mito would cut up an onion and some garlic, and we would go to the back and like help lead the ducks to the pond. And then, throw the onions or throw any of our leftover like veggie scraps from the night before into the water and just watch them swim around and eat. While we had our morning coffee. I think that was a really fun season. The ducks are now like best friends with the geese, and the geese are very protective of the ducks. So it's a little more difficult than it was when we first got the ducks to like lead them to the pond. So that shifted to when we started having goats of our own, which I don't know, it was about a year into having the farm that Mito was like, okay, we have our own chickens, we have geese, we have our own ducks, let's have our own goats as well. Like, there is space, there is someone already taking care of goats on the farm, so let's have goats of our own. And that happened right around baby season for goats. If you don't know, which I didn't, goats can have babies every 6 months or so. And so it also is while I was pregnant, which made it fun that every morning we'd go out and see what babies were born. And just go see the baby goats, both the landlords and our baby goats. There's a time where there's a little nursery, so you keep like the pregnant moms and or the new babies and moms separate from the rest of the herd, just so that mom and baby kind of have their own space, and it's just a bit safer for the teeny little baby goats. And they are so cute, and just getting to pick them up and snuggle baby goats in the morning, every morning, was so much fun. Like, they're so cute. There's something about snuggling a little baby. So that was another nice morning routine. We wouldn't necessarily bring our coffee out there, and at that point I wasn't drinking so much coffee, but you definitely come back and like wash your hands and clean off after playing with baby goats, especially when they're fresh baby goats. And now our little morning routine is we have like a little baby chair swing type thing, and go sit out just here. There's shade in the morning from how the sun hits the house, so we're up at 6 or 7 anyway. So take a little swing, take one of the chairs outside, and we'll sit and have our coffee and watch the birds and look at the flowers. And it's just such a peaceful way to start the morning. And I think no matter which way we've started the morning on the farm, to have like nature and fresh air and the sounds of birds and the smell of rosemary and basil and mint and just to really immerse yourself in nature first thing in the morning is absolutely priceless. So that is just a little bit about our morning routine on the farm and how it has evolved as we have been here now a year and a half, a bit more than a year and a half on this farm. So thanks for tuning in. Let me know what your morning routine is, or if you're able to get out into nature at all, see some sunshine, start your circadian rhythm that way, and hit the subscribe button. We're having fun on our little nap trapped series. So thanks for listening, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow because we are consistent. We are getting through these 30 days. Thanks.